Hi, I want to do a talk on this here and talk about what PlayFoundups is and the tokenization framework that I've been working on for over 10 years. So back, a little background on who I am. I'm UnDaoDu. In 2011, um, the Mayan prophecy, the Mayan calendar really is a Rosetta Stone for ushering in the fifth age was revealed to me. This was December of 2011. At that time, I was working with the founders of Bitcoin Magazine. It wasn't Vitalik. It was a guy called Matthew D. Wright, or I call ETH, Will, Waldo ETH, Waldo Ethereum. Waldo ETH was Matthew Wright on the image. He is the guy, the angry guy, right above Satoshi Nakamoto on on the on the on the mine coin. All those individuals around the token are individuals that are participating in ushering in the fifth age. As UnDaoDu, I am merely the storyteller, okay, revealing this fifth age and sharing the work that needs to happen. And now I am sharing that work. I'm calling it PlayFoundups, but ultimately, whether I build it or someone else build it, it doesn't matter, because the way that this framework works is when it exists, anyone could participate um, in um, in launching their tokens. I'm getting little notifications here. I'm going to go play some games after this. So, make it simple for anyone to create, share a Bitcoin-like token that lasts 10 years that models the growth and development of Bitcoin hash rate. What that means is we have data for Bitcoin. Not for Ethereum, not for anything else, for 10 years. We know what the hash rate was from the time it started to where it is today. And 10 years was last year. Actually, not this year. 10 years was technically 2019. And at that point, the token reached that high of $10,000 or above. And that would be what I call a level 1 token, right? It's the highest level. All token startup is level 7, which means they have no value. But they have a potential, the potentiality, just like Bitcoin, because they have the same scarcity. And that's what I call Bitcoin-like. So there's scarcity in the sense that there's only a finite amount. They last for 10 years. Number two is they're not pre-allocated. Just because I'm the founder, I'm not holding a bunch of these tokens on all the things, on all the different things that are tokenized. And there's going to be basically millions of these tokens, and they're all work together in conjunction. I'll explain it to you in a moment. And after 10 years, they stop dripping. That's it. They're all there. So, for example, I could make the egg token, which means I'm an egg producer. I make eggs. I want to share, or I don't even have to be a producer. I just create it and say, hey, I've got this egg token. How about every time you sell eggs, you share in the token pool, and then you can use these egg tokens to buy. I make bread. You can buy my bread with my bread token. So what happens is, especially, and I want you to think of I'm thinking of worlds like Africa, third world countries like India, rural India, right, that have a cell phone, that really don't have a marketplace. All of a sudden, or even better, just thought about it, is a township in South Africa. And these townships are kind of contained environments. Everything happens in this township. They don't have a Walmart there. They don't go out there. They don't have the income for that. But they have a shoe repair guy, they have a bread person, they have a grocery, they have a haircut person. All these individuals will create their token. And guess what? Once there's an egg token, other egg producers can join in on this token. It doesn't matter, because you're not, ultimately, you're just participating in what's known as the drip, just as Bitcoin. Imagine, and your participation in Foundups is the mining, okay? So what happens is your participation amount in that token relates to a miner. So depending on how much participation is how much CPU you have. And what calculates all this is AI, is the noodle that now is monitoring us, and we have OpenAI and all this stuff, and it can do this very easily. All right. So think of it. Imagine if you were a content creator on a YouTube channel, you're just starting off, and you could tokenize it, and you could get into, for example, the Moon Carl, who only had 1,000 members at one time, or even 100 members, or or even 10 members when he started his channel, started doing his channel, and you were the first ones there continuing the drip. And after 10 years, that token stops, right? And Carl lets you basically, get swag at discount, or he maybe give you swag for enough tokens. Kind of like the pizza. Remember the pizza guy who says, "I'll give you for 10,000, was it 1,000 or 1,000 Bitcoin? I'll give you a pizza," right? 1,000 Bitcoin 10 years ago for a pizza. Well, 1,000 Bitcoin, that's a $3 million pizza, or $3 billion pizza now, I think. Yeah, 300 million. I don't know, fucking thousand. It's 40. It's 40,000. Yeah, so that's a $40 million pizza. I think my math is right. Is it a 4 million or 40 million? Okay. $40 million pizza. $40 million pizza. Let's right, because that pizza guy, that the creator is going to want those tokens back, right? So, and what I've done here is just broken it down. So this is the prototype. The prototype, and let me explain a prototype and a minimal viable product. A prototype basically is a non-monetized thing. It's just kind of a test thing. It's like a paper napkin drawing prototype, right? You have the napkin drawing prototype, and then your minimal viable product is basically there is a commerce. So when Bitcoin launched in 2009, it was a prototype. There was no commerce or anything else, and then within 3 years, it became a minimal viable product. There was exchanges and other things, and people could buy and sell on it. This is really no difference. What makes this, ubiquitous is this is built to happen on any blockchain, right? So any blockchain, you will be able to launch this framework. We will create the API. So this document here just talks about what needs to be developed. Now, I developed kind of the same sort of document that I shared with the founders of Bitcoin Magazine that went on to launch Ethereum. So I described to you what needs to happen. They built it, right? I'm not a coder, and a lot of people are like, well, where's the code? No, I did this. And I'll give you an example of kind of one of the unique things that needs to develop out here. Is imagine, where is it here? Go down here, smart contracts, right? Down here. This is my invention, right? Or UnDaoDu's, right? UnDaoDu, innovation. Imagine you have AI. How do you compensate people? What will compensate or get people to work on this? Well, it's simple. Well, this little part right here, not hard. Using AI, it monitors your GitHub. Your code, it looks at all the code. Every code that's been allocated to Ethereum, everything came out of someone's GitHub account and sent to that, and added to it. You can track that code to individuals. So you have AI that monitors the GitHub. It looks at the code. It says, boom, this code is obviously this person's code. It creates, account for that, and it says, hey, yo. It sends a message to them and says, listen, we're giving you PlayFoundups. You're going to participate in the first 10,000. There's going to be millions, tens of millions of PlayFoundups tokens launch, right? And think about it. Every individual can be tokenized. You could have, your dog, your pet, your bike, whatever. Now, the amount of tokens that you'll be able to do will be determined. We'll do some A/B testing for that. I don't know if we just allow it open, right? Initially, in the future, everyone will be tokenized, but initially, you may only be able to tokenize one thing. Do you want to tokenize yourself? Maybe you want to tokenize 3 things. As we kind of, gamify and play this out, it links. And all a developer has to do, if he wants access to that fund, is link a piece of a private, it's their public key wallet, right, into their profile, and then the code says, oh, look, yeah, that's where the code came from. Yeah, oh, it's in there, kind of like putting a thing in your website, right? And all of a sudden now you're sharing in the first 10,000 pools. So this is how developers can participate. And if we use code that's already out there, right? If code is used in the application that was developed by someone else, let's say if we fork Cardano for this. Let's say if we fork Ethereum or fork something. All those developers that were involved in developing Ethereum or whatever, or Cardano, will receive will be compensated. So your participation, remember, equals this. And I think it's fair to participate. The way we'll write the smart contract is the first 10,000 of the millions and millions of tokens that will launch. And this is one of those changing the world ideas that the founders of Ethereum back there said, the best ideas yet to come. Well, this is one of them, and I'm releasing it and sharing it now with you. All the technology needed to launch this exists. The KYC aspect, the wallet, the chain link technology, all the different things exist. So I'm laying it out here, and if you want to learn more, if you want to chat with me, as I'm working on this every day, and clarify this and become part of this as a developer, all you need to do is join PlayFoundups, right? You just got to go to playfoundups.org, right? Welcome to PlayFoundups. Put a link in here, www.foundups.org. All right, boom. We want the org. Apply. Okay. Welcome to PlayFoundups, a place where anyone can tokenize anything. Yourself, a channel, right? Yourself, a channel. Capitalize that, channel, product, etc. Okay, we'll have our own exchanges. There won't be any pump and dumping because AI will monitor the value of this, right? The noodle is really important. The noodle is AI. So if you have any questions on this, feel free to jump on there. You will find me if I open up Discord here. Let me pull over Discord here. All right. Here is Dog's office, right? You can pop into Dog's office. I'm here right now talking. You can see I'm talking. I'm here right now. I've got different docs linked in here. Helios is one of the developers on this. I also have the white paper here. Okay, so the white paper. It'll work. And I'll be updating this also. This is open. This is an open paper. It's taking a long time to open. On there, I don't know why. On there. So, yeah, this is the attribution, Creative Commons. So I put the attribution on there, right? So it's Creative Commons, non-commercial, and you can keep developing and changing. There's going to be iterations of this. This is how we become a moneyless society, because I'll just talk about that in conclusion. Why is this so important? Well, again, think of all these townships. If all of a sudden I don't need to buy the rand or I don't need the dollar in order to get eggs or have a haircut, and I can have a wallet that basically has all this, I don't have to look for the token. It's just I just scan it. It's automatic. It's all in there. Then why do I need the dollar? Why do I need the rand? Why do I need the pound? Right? The power of this is it's going to change from the bottom up, the revolution, and all of a sudden these other people, these egg makers, these larger ones, will adopt it. Imagine you had, a frequent flyer mile that you could use to buy eggs. That's kind of ultimately, they're interchangeable. And that's the power of this. Is it basically removes the need of fiat. It kills fiat. This is the fiat killing, the fiat killing innovation. Now that I'm releasing and sharing with everyone how easy it is with my baby. I'm UnDaoDu. And here you go. We can bring this over here. Over here, I can make this big. So here I am. Right, here I am on here. And this is the foundation of the fifth age, is right here. Okay. BBB, Bitcoin. These are the 21, these are these blocks that UnDaoDu is going to build what you call the blockchain. The blockchain is an innovation that came out of this, right? And here is the AI. Here's the Bitcoin block. Here's the open innovation, open beneficial AI, right? And he's staring at Natsukaze, or the coronavirus, right? The summer wind, Natsukaze, the summer cold. That's going to help bring this about. This is going to help change everything. So, yeah, on here, and this is another talk. I've got talks on this here, but this talks about how the allocation of tokens works, your participation level, right? Here's the fund. That's this part right here. This little part, this fund, gets 4% of the pool at all times. 4%. Imagine a billion tokens out there, and 4% is always going right here. manage 4%, 4%, 4%, right? All right, 4% of the total token pool will go right here. And this is eventually going to gobble up all of this Bitcoin is eventually going to be all gobbled up. The largest Bitcoin doesn't matter. People have Bitcoin right now. It doesn't matter. This is autonomous. This is the Ouroboros, the snake, and you're the Bitcoin, and this is the head of the snake eating the Bitcoin, micro amounts at a time, micro amounts of Satoshi at a time, all constantly flowing from the current into here, from any and all blockchains, right? That's how I just created. I'm talking to you how this framework I created is basically this is it. So this is a bit, right? And thank you. And these are all here are the Winklevoss twins that put money into Bitcoin. Here are the creators of Bitcoin, the 4 cyberpunks. This is Monitor with code, right? Here is Brock, my buddy Brock's smiling at Bitcoin. He's smiling at these guys, right? He knows who these guys are. He's not sharing. He's a bastard, right? He's smiling at these guys who coded out. He was selling friggin' Ultima Online Gold. Behind him, out of this, right? Out of these guys created this guy right here. This is Bitcoin hovering. Satoshi Nakamoto right there. Ephemeral Satoshi. Who, there's Matthew D. Lawrence. Angry. Upset. Right? Upset. We want to devour. And he will devour this. And he's gone now. He's no longer here. But you look, all these guys is who he has interacted with. UnDaoDu is facing these guys here. Starting with, starting with Brock. Satoshi was inspiration, right? Right? All these individuals, he sees value, right? And this is, all these are important. His guy gave him, this is number 19, gave him this symbol right here, right, on this. And all these individuals are important. There's Charles right here. There's Greg right there. There's Andrew Yang, right? I think Andrew Yang, in his vision of UBIs and changing, he's very important. Andrew Yang, there. And this is there's Michael Saylor right there, right? Us, important person, and talking about Bitcoin. He's staring at Bitcoin over here, looking down at Bitcoin, talking about it, importance of it. This also could be Max Kaiser. I'm not sure. Could be Max Kaiser, Saylor. It could be a bunch of people. Doesn't have to be one person. Now these can be multiple people, right? Here's Vitalik Buterin over here. Here's Mihal Lisi. Here's mouse. There's the mouse. There's the keyboard. There's the monitor. UnDaoDu. Talk to him through him. There's Ethereum. Is it freaking what's his tag on Twitter? Ethereum Joseph, right? Ethereum Joseph. This is the money, and he hated. He again, you look at him. He's a demon, and he's staring at these 2 Bitcoin investors, hating them, right? He wanted his. He funded. And here's Vitalik, right? Who's the he shared everything with Vitalik. Here's Vitalik. He brought him on. That's the what's his name? I can't think of his name right now. He did all the coding, developed Solidity, the coding system, right? Very talented. Here's the Aragon twins, the 2 guys between Aragons and this is Cardano, right? This is the Dano, Decentralized Autonomous Network. Their work and what they're doing with DAOs is very important. Okay, so there you go. A little background. Hope you enjoyed this talk. I'm going to upload it now. You take care.